Hey, Happy New Year, and this is Eric, and I'm going to do a video creating my new gradebook for my humanities block class here. Feel free to watch if you need to. I'm going to go pretty quickly. You can pause if you need to. So I start off by going to Gradebook. I need to create a new humanities gradebook. Um, this method will work for single period classes as well as multiple block classes. So I'm going to start off by clicking Gradebook, and I'm going to copy a gradebook. You can add a gradebook. You'll start over from scratch and creating your categories and everything in your options. You can mass add. That means just create more than one gradebook at a time. So I'm going to just copy a gradebook. You can copy a gradebook from a previous year, from another teacher if somebody's dialed in all the options, etc. I'm just going to, it doesn't matter which gradebook I select as long as it has the settings I want. I'm going to change the name later. And final marks, that represents the grade scale. I just leave the district default on that. I did some changes to the gradebook options, and I did create categories. So I want to copy those. I don't have to recreate them. So I just click save. Okay, and then it's kind of creating that copy. Now it's called Period 1, 2 Humanities Copy Fall. I'll change that name later. So I uncheck fall because it's not a fall gradebook anymore. This new copy is a spring gradebook. Make sure you double check these dates. If you're teaching a quarter-long class that ends on March 18th, you need to check the third here, and not spring. Have only one checked, only one term checked. Now you go down and you check your periods you want this gradebook to represent, and I want this to be first period. And for me, I want it to be first and second period. We use the same gradebook, same grades for our block classes that represent English and world history. Now you can change the name. This is periods 1, 2. And if I want, I could put S2 on here, but it'll be color-coded, and it'll say that anyway. So I'm just going to erase that word copy from it. It's warning me it's a copy. So now I click save, and that name on the top will change. Okay, so now it's just 1, 2 spring, and it copied all my options. It copied my categories, and I have the district default grade scale. So now when I go back to the dashboard, I have a new gradebook for a future term, Humanities Spring, and it's color coded. If I go back to home, this is kind of what it looks like here when I go home. I have my fall gradebook orange, new gradebook green. I already created my STEAM gradebook in the previous video. Just to show you, this isn't a particularly difficult, time-consuming task. I'll just do this again, copy a gradebook. If you already got it, you can just end the video here. Doesn't matter which gradebook I check, as long as the settings for periods 4, 5 are the same as 1 and 2, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm copying the options and my categories, which I spent a bit of thought and time in setting those up. I just want to copy them, and it's thinking now. I'll change the name later. It's not a fall gradebook, it's a spring gradebook. Okay, and then now, really important, I'm choosing the period it represents. For me, it's 4th period and 5th. If you're teaching math or a subject that meets just one period, you would just check one period. And I change the name. I don't want it to be called copy anymore. And I need to have it called periods 3 and 4, because I copied a first period gradebook. It took that name with it. If you look up here, here is the name I don't want. Here's going to be the new name. And I click save, and we'll have these students in there when they're added. So here's my new name. My options are copied, categories are copied, etc. And I'm done. So I can go ahead and look at the dashboard and have all my gradebooks all set up here for the future terms. 2 block classes, 1 single period class. In the previous video, I have a single period class here, and this is what it looks like on the home page. If you need any help, feel free to let me know, and I'm glad to give you a hand. There it is. Green represents this new term. The orange represents fall.